Hello, and welcome to the CloudVision as a Service webinar. My name is Jeff Raymond, and I'm excited to be the host today. The CloudVision platform has enabled many customers to adopt cloud networking principles with its modern state streaming telemetry architecture and enterprise-grade automation capabilities, helping those customers simplify network operations across the data center, campus, and cloud domains. And now, we're making CloudVision even easier to consume with a SaaS-based delivery option, where CloudVision is offered as a fully Arista-managed, cloud-hosted software application. During this webinar, the team of Joe Hilscher and Don Giacotti will take you through the new as-a-service offering, as well as introduce the latest CloudVision features. To kick it off, I'll turn it over to Joe.
Thanks, Jeff. In today's webinar, Don and I will go through the new CloudVision as a Service offering and the power that it brings to network operators, followed by a review of the customer experiences provided by CloudVision as a Service and its application to an enhanced Arista tax support experience that we envision delivering to customers as they adopt the new platform. Then Don will take us through some of the latest CloudVision 2020 features available in both the on-premises and the as-a-service options, and we will conclude by answering your questions. Please share your questions in the Zoom Q&A window, and we will make our best efforts to get to every one of them before the end of today's session. So, as you may have observed, with modernization, virtualization, and cloud adoption, traditional network management really does not make the grade for many enterprises. Challenges include difficulty detecting and resolving issues, especially gray failures, where all the indicators are green, but users are still experiencing downtime and applications are failing. Complex and error-prone manual device management that leads to delay of necessary upgrades and fat-fingered human-caused outages, and limited visibility across domains and management silos, leaving blind alleys in the network where risks can stay hidden to surprise NetOps teams at the worst possible moment. These have all contributed to a need for more modern approaches. Traditional management systems are deployed as servers or clusters of servers that run the management software. These can be customer servers, appliances, or vendor-branded systems that are deployed on a customer's premises. Well, just like any other server software and hardware, these systems require ongoing system management and support. They have fixed resources for compute and storage, and they are largely isolated to their local management domain from a data perspective. In each domain of the network, legacy management platforms hold isolated silos of local data and context, preventing effective compliance and troubleshooting network-wide. And support experiences involve resetting the clock with each and every contact. The point here is that there's a burden and a cost, not just in operating the network, but in operating the management systems. And traditional management systems, with their antiquated methods, have become more of an added burden than a solution for many network operations teams. Regardless, we expect that these on-prem legacy models will continue for some time, but there's an opportunity to address some of the constraints of legacy management platforms with a new approach, including migration to SaaS-based management. As we have seen with many Arista customers, with a single, consistent, and modern management platform, we can essentially transcend the burdens imposed by the traditional management approaches promoted by other vendors. Today, CloudVision supports multi-domain network operations with integrated DevOps and NetOps workflows, AI/ML processing, and open APIs for network-wide visibility, delivered across any place in the enterprise cloud network with a single unifying platform for your cloud, data centers, and campus. Arista's view is that you shouldn't have to have a different operational model for each place in the network. Instead, we can apply cloud principles to the many different use cases with a modern management platform that supports the entire enterprise. Legacy box-by-box management approaches are simply no longer valid in the enterprise. Now, we can learn a lot from hyperscale cloud operators about how they manage a network at scale with minimal resources, with higher reliability, and with hands-free automation. They apply cloud principles, principles that serve to transform legacy network operations by allowing operators to focus on delivering a reliable and secure cloud networking experience through automation for all users and applications across the enterprise. Principles like cloud-native architectures designed for automation, automated self-service, state-based orchestration, multi-tenancy and resource pooling, and rapid elasticity and scalability. CloudVision is delivering on these new needs with a modern architectural approach, such as its cognitive, inference-driven workflows based on AI/ML features, an open software-first approach to efficient automation, real-time and secure granular streaming telemetry to a central database, multi-domain network visibility across the data center, campus, and cloud, and now unification of experiences through cloud managed services. The modern approach used by CloudVision has helped to simplify legacy network operations for many customers and many use cases, and more is yet to come. CloudVision, either on-premises or as a service, provides consistency across the network domains to break down management silos across data centers, campus, and cloud. A modern cloud-native architecture to enable it to scale out for any enterprise, centralized network state and telemetry data for insightful analytics and faster problem solving, a multifunction platform that makes operations lives easier, not harder, and a future-proof foundation that's already been extended to integrate with open provisioning and workflow standards and tool chains like OpenConfig, Ansible, Terraform, and ServiceNow, supporting broad visibility and automation across the enterprise. And as a software as a service delivery model has helped to streamline many application software offerings, we believe offering a SaaS delivery for CloudVision will provide significant benefits when applied to managing enterprise network-wide infrastructure with its cognitive management plane and its many other capabilities. And that's why we're really excited now to introduce our cloud-managed offering for CloudVision as a service, which we feel is really revolutionary. With that as the goal, we are introducing a software as a service delivery option for the popular CloudVision platform, our enterprise-grade multi-domain network operations solution. CloudVision has been offered as an on-premises solution to date and will continue to be so. The CloudVision as a service option provides a complementary delivery model of the same CloudVision software product, including the same automated provisioning, state streaming, telemetry, and cognitive analytics across both delivery models. And by taking advantage of the cloud-native architecture, that as a service delivery option can help deliver faster mean time to value, elastic cloud scale, and new connected support experiences in a secure Arista managed environment. CloudVision Service is not only the same experience as the on-prem manager, just now deployed in the cloud. It actually extends CloudVision's on-premises foundation. The products are identical code with the same rich multi-domain management capabilities, the same feature sets and releases, the same cognitive NetDB platform, and the same architecture. This means that with the CloudVision service, customers can take advantage of the elastic resources and high availability that a cloud-managed platform provides in a secure environment that is managed by, scaled by, and provided by Arista, with nothing to buy, configure, or deploy on-prem. And migration from the on-prem deployment to the cloud deployment or back is easy and secure, and you can even utilize them both concurrently. Let's look at how CloudVision's cognitive management plane already provides for an inference-driven, multifunction, and multi-domain network operations platform, supporting event and API-based automations, rapid zero-touch network deployment and provisioning, orchestration of the network-wide configuration and upgrades, and continuous network assurance with compliance dashboards and reporting. At its core is a modern and granular network-wide database, NetDB, that stores real-time state and telemetry data from every Arista EOS platform, including across multiple domains, even including the public cloud, and allowing time series analysis of node health, connections, metrics, flows, events, and correlations derived from cognitive AI and ML-based analytics engines. CloudVision turbines implemented as scale-out microservices can learn baselines and trends from processing customer data, and correlation can help drive notifications and actions to provide rapid compliance corrections, root cause analysis and response, and even to provide assisted remediation and change control across the network. Deployed as a multi-tenant managed service, CloudVision as a service extends the cognitive management plane and enables a number of new features and capabilities that wouldn't otherwise be possible in an on-prem platform. For example, as we will show you later in this webinar, by closely integrating with Arista customer support experiences and deriving machine learning insights from the anonymized global data sets, we can dramatically reduce the mean time to resolution for what is traditionally a very reactive support process. Proactive analytics and automatic case creation and remediation using the SaaS service in coordination with Arista tax support will be able to enable a much more connected and comprehensive support experience and ultimately enable greater customer success. Now, to see what the new CloudVision as a service experience looks like, I'll hand over to Dawn, who will take you through the solution and the connected support experience with our TAC engineers. Over to you, Dawn.
Thank you, Joe. Let's take a look at what CloudVision as a service has to offer. CloudVision service integrates directly into the customer's existing enterprise identity provider. This will ensure secure and controlled access to the cloud service. As you can see here, CloudVision supports multiple authentication providers. All of them adhere to the OAuth 2.0 standard. We really want to make sure we support existing enterprise-grade identity providers that are already in use across our customers' organizations. As a result, we give many integration options right out of the box. Once you signed up for CloudVision as a service and integrate with your respective identity provider, all you have to do is log in as administrator. You have the ability to specify the organization or tenant during the login. Once you log in, you will be presented with the same CloudVision UI that you are familiar with. From here on, you can onboard the rest of the users in your organization and provide proper authorization levels. You can navigate to the Settings Users section, and then you can add individual users from your authentication provider. One of the unique features in the CloudVision service is the way we have architected the device onboarding process. We have introduced a new zero-touch provisioning process called ZTP as a service to help customers securely onboard devices. During the ZTP as a service, the switch will present an enrollment token to the CloudVision service and exchange it for a client certificate. From here on, all future communication with the CloudVision service will be done using this certificate. To make the process completely hands-free, we are embedding this token into the switches during the manufacturing time before we ship to the customers. This way, all customer has to do is just power on the switch, and the switch will automatically start the ZTP process to register itself with the CloudVision service. To onboard the switches that are already part of the networks, customers have the ability to generate a token through a self-service portal. After getting the token, all we have to do is copy that into a USB key and use that during the switch boot up to initiate a ZTP as a service discovery. This way, CloudVision as a service will be fully compatible with all our switch models. Once ZTP as a service succeeds, switches will appear under the devices section as shown here, and it will be already streaming to the CloudVision service. We can use the provision option to allow CloudVision to fully manage the switch using various provisioning and change control workflows. Let's talk about security for a minute. From the ground up, security is architected into the CloudVision as a service. From encryption of data in flight and data at rest to secure operational models. The communication between switches and the CloudVision service will be done through a gRPC channel, and it will be encrypted end-to-end using TLS 1.3. All customer has to do is make sure arista.io is accessible via HTTPS port 443. Port 443 access is very commonly enabled in most data centers, which means you don't have to open any other ports or go through lengthy access requirements to get connectivity to the CloudVision service. As I show in the very beginning, authentication will be done via the customer's preferred authentication provider in a completely transparent manner. We will never see any password information and we will not store any credentials. Your authentication provider is responsible for handling user credentials. To make sure we maintain a sound security posture at all times, Arista will perform regular software component scans, vulnerability and penetration testing both internally and externally using third-party security auditors. Let's also take a look at the ways CloudVision as a service differentiate from our on-prem offering. CloudVision service is a fully managed software service that automates multi-domain networks spanning across data center, campus to multi-cloud, just like its on-prem companion. However, with the CloudVision service, Arista's Site Reliability Engineering team, a dedicated 24/7 global team, is removing all the burdens of managing the back-end clusters to upgrading, patching, and running the services. If we take a closer look at the CloudVision service architecture, it is built on top of NetDB multi-tenant infrastructure based on a scale-out, containerized Kubernetes clusters. Our SRE team deploys the whole environment in a cloud-native architecture across multiple geographical and availability zones. They take care of all the backups, software upgrades, and as a result, you will always be experiencing the latest features Arista has to offer. You can monitor the status of the CloudVision service, and also you can subscribe to CloudVision status notifications. Apart from the simplified deployment experience, CloudVision as a service enables a number of services and capabilities that wouldn't otherwise be possible in an on-prem deployment. As a result of the scale-out architecture and elastic resources, CloudVision Service Analytics turbine engines can leverage advanced algorithms to identify deviations proactively before they have a broader impact on the customers. This means Arista Tech now has the ability to have a more connected support experience with our customers. Let me play a video done by two of our tech team members to showcase this connected support experience that we get as a result of the CloudVision as a service.
Today we'll be demonstrating various ways Arista Tech can leverage CloudVision and CloudVision as a service to provide continuous network assurance and faster mean time to resolution of potential customer issues. The current practice is to contact Arista when an issue or anomaly occurs in a customer's network and open a support case. The TAC team isolates the problem by asking relevant questions, gathering data, and in some cases, coordinating calls to troubleshoot live until the issue is found and resolved. While we strive to fix every issue as quickly as possible, there is an inevitable time loss due to the highly reactive, back and forth nature of this current practice. We have been working with our CloudVision development team to find ways to leverage CloudVision and specifically the cloud service platform to optimize this traditional support case workflow. CloudVision offers many tools for continuous network assurance, helping to maintain reliable network operations day to day. With features like continuous compliance checking for known defects, security vulnerabilities, and config drift, CloudVision can assess risks within the network on an ongoing basis. We can use these tools and predictive analytics to provide customized, proactive alerting. Now, instead of waiting for customers to react to network events and anomalies, the Arista Tech team can immediately view alerts via automatically generated cases before the customer is even aware there is an issue. Once a TAC case is opened, the next major effort is to obtain the necessary data to start narrowing down the issue. Arista Tech has always had access to a very granular and complete data set thanks to our state-based cognitive NetDB architecture upon which CloudVision is built. But that data is currently locked on customer premises, and collecting data from each and every device is a time-consuming process. With the help of CloudVision as a service, the entire CloudVision dataset is streamed back to a global, secure, multi-tenant cloud platform, making it immediately available to TAC after the customer's authorization. Another aspect of the current support case workflow is the time spent troubleshooting an issue live with a customer. Instead of waiting on schedules for screen sharing or gaining VPN access to a device, with CloudVision as a service, both the customer and our Arista TAC engineer can use the same CloudVision interface to seamlessly view the same data. This can be done apart or together, as we're no longer dependent on busy, unpredictable schedules. CloudVision as a service breaks down those cumbersome, time-consuming barriers between Arista TAC, our customers, and a successful network. Let's look at a few examples of what we're talking about. My teammate Apasna here will walk you through an example.
Thank you, Sarah. Looks like Arista TAC just got an automated alert from one of the customer CloudVision instances. Based on the alert, I can see that CloudVision has detected an anomalous latency value towards one of their critical applications called Web Services 1. This could be causing an active impact on the customer network and needs further investigation. Normally, as a first step, I would have had to schedule a time with the customer to gain access to their network or request for logs that would help provide some insight into the issue. With CloudVision as a service, I can bypass this process and jump right into the customer instance for view of the network devices and begin my troubleshooting. As shown in the automatic case notification, the anomaly was detected for CloudTracer. CloudTracer is used to monitor the health of critical endpoints in a customer's network. In this view, the red jump indicates an anomaly where CloudTracer values were detected outside of the historical bounds at this time. This was one of the really useful things I find about CloudVision because I can clearly pinpoint the exact anomaly event without much effort and start my troubleshooting around that time frame. Now that I have a time frame to focus on, I want to know more about the web services endpoint. To start, let me grab its IP, which I can fetch from the CloudTracer tab. Instead of using the traditional approach of LLDP, L2, and L3 tables to map out the path of the effective flow, with topology view in CloudVision service, I can easily get the device I need to debug. From here, I can see that the probe is traversing through the leaf, spine, and edge devices before exiting our network. On the edge device, I see that there is a red link indicating active discards. Since this link is in the path of our probe, let's begin our focus around this device. Filtering out the events for the device, I can see the discard alert. The start window of this alert coincides with the beginning of the latency anomaly we noted before. This data point helps me correlate the latency issues to be a symptom of the overall discards. Next, we need to confirm the reason for the discards themselves, which I suspect is due to congestion. Right below, CloudVision has triggered another event for QMonitor threshold alerts, coinciding with the start of our issue. Looking at the latency analyzer graph, I can see that the switch is queuing traffic. This is indicative that there is buffering in the queue, which helps confirm my theory that congestion is in play. Congestion would likely be a result of a sudden burst in traffic or newly added flows not accounted for in the oversubscription ratio. The customer's CloudVision instance provided me with all the details I needed to troubleshoot the issue and reach out to the customer with the details of my investigation. I can now alert them on the changes in the traffic pattern and assist with potential solutions.
That's awesome, Apasna, and I can see multiple ways that would help expedite the workflow. Let me share another example. Here we have received an auto-generated case warning that VXLAN config sanity check failed on the customer's leaf switches. The config sanity checks are based on best practices developed by Arista TAC from common misconfigurations that could lead to potential incidents down the road. These best practices are integrated into CloudVision's analytics engine for ongoing config review and assessment. Now, with a customer's network only a click away, I can find out more about this warning. Okay, I'm in the customer's CloudVision instance, and I see the event that generated the case. From this, I can see the platform check failed because of an invalid TCAM profile. Let's investigate this a bit more. I want to verify the running config. A TCAM profile is only required when packets are routing across VXLAN and not required when bridging only. I can see that the customer is extending VLAN 10 and 20 via VXLAN, and I can also see right above that there are SVIs configured for both. Since the customer is routing across VXLAN, they will indeed need a TCAM profile set up. I really like that we got an auto-generated case leading us to dig into this configuration error. We didn't have to wait for any potential impact or the customer to call in and open a case with us. With this information, I can reach out to the customer and let them know my recommendation to add the missing TCAM profile. These two demos illustrate the advantage of CloudVision as a service for customer support. One, the unlocking of data from on-premise to the secure cloud service platform eliminates the back and forth data collection process. Two, using CloudVision as a common shared interface allows for immediate troubleshooting for quicker resolution. And three, with the addition of new proactive analytics and alerting, support cases can be automatically created by CloudVision on behalf of our customers for both on-prem or as-a-service deployments, saving time and potential impact to their networks. Thank you for watching.
I hope that video by our tech team showcased the connected support experience which would be only possible in this new SaaS-based delivery model. With that, let's go over some of the new capabilities CloudVision has to offer with our latest 2020 release. You will see exactly how we are building on top of the cognitive NetDB architecture and how all these new features will make your life much easier when navigating in and around your networks. Let's start with one of the exciting new features, flow visibility. If we navigate to the Topology tab, you will recall that we have this very useful topology view capable of producing expanding views of your network. If you click on this flows link, it will take you to the flow visibility view. CloudVision uses the data provided by different flow collecting mechanisms, for example like sFlow and IPFix, to draw out the network paths used by different flows in your network. Here we have any option selected by default, and as a result, we are getting a list of top flow results sorted according to the bytes. Now, if you click on one of the flows in the list, CloudVision will zoom into the exact flow and draw it out in the topology diagram. Here we can see how this flow is traversing through our network. As you can imagine, having able to visualize the network path in this way can come in really handy. This flow details view shows source and dest IP and port about this particular flow along with the protocol info. And right below that, it shows all the devices that reports the matching flows. In this case, as we can see, 4 devices were reporting the matching flows, and you can see ingress and egress interfaces along with the sample packets and byte information. You can also adjust the timeline down here to spot any changes to this flow in the past. We can also search for a particular traffic flow. Here I am searching for one of my server's DNS name instead of the exact IP. You can pick any other fields to narrow down here, but I'm going to stick with the DNS name for now. As a result of this search, you can see I got multiple hits, and I will focus on the first flow result. Here I can see the traffic path for this flow, and I can also see my server is talking to a destination host with IP address in 170.20 subnet. CloudVision can now zoom into this particular IP address to see where exactly this endpoint is located and what kind of traffic flows it generates. CloudVision's network-wide address search allows us to search for any endpoint very quickly. For example, under the Devices tab, Address Search, we can quickly search for this IP address to get more details. This view tells us all the likely connected network locations of this particular host. Let me also give a quick sneak peek view into this new Flow Visibility tab, which may answer many questions when trying to narrow down issues in your networks. For example, we saw that this IP was a destination for one of our servers before, and if I want to see what other hosts this endpoint receives traffic from, I can get the answer right here. According to this flow chart in the bottom left hand corner, there are 4 hosts in my network sending traffic to this particular endpoint. We can also jump in to take a look at the global traffic flows. In this view, we can see who are the top talkers in our network. We can also filter it by different fields, destination ports for example. With the latest CloudVision release, we have revamped our change control workflows. Let's take a look at an example. Let's try to do a network upgrade. We'll start off with create change control, and that will show us the pending upgrade image task. We'll select all those tasks and create a change control. Let's name it as leaf spine upgrade. We have the option of executing these tasks sequentially in a series or in parallel. We'll pick the series option. Now it's time to create different stages. Let's select 2 spine switches and create a new stage. We'll name it as spine upgrade. Now here we have the flexibility to add an action. This can be a user-defined action, for example, verifying reachability to certain applications, or this can be a built-in CloudVision action. In this case, we'll pick the built-in BGP maintenance mode actions before and after the upgrade task. Let's do the same thing for the other switch. Now what I have done here is, I have added a separate stage for leaf switch upgrades. I have created a staging group for 2 of the leaf switches, and right after that, as a post-upgrade check, I am checking MLAG health using the CloudVision built-in action. In contrast to the previous spine upgrade stage, I can execute these actions in parallel. As you can clearly see, CloudVision gives you full control over how you manage and execute your change controls in your environment, very similar to Git-style stage commit approach. But here we are giving you all the drag and drop options to make your life easier. Once you're done with the staging, you can quickly review, and if you're satisfied, you can approve the change control. Then you can execute that. During the execution, you can track various metrics. You can see a full status report of the whole upgrade process as each task is getting complete. Some of the new enhancements added in our latest release are around compliance dashboard. Now you have the ability to acknowledge any bug or CVE in CloudVision. You can select the devices and give it a reason if you wish, and acknowledge the bug on those devices. You can also quickly filter out the acknowledge alerts. Going forward, when a device is exposed to a CVE bug events are now getting auto-generated. You will see these as event notifications, and you will now be able to resolve these CVE bugs using hotfix extensions. We can update the current image bundle and include the security advisory hotfix in there, and that will trigger tasks across the devices, and we can quickly create a change control to deploy the hotfix. We'll create 3 stages, one for spines and 2 other stages for leaf switches, and then we can execute the change control to deploy the hotfix for that CVE bug. We have also added many different features such as ability to export topologies, enhancements around interface tagging UI, and CloudVision APIs. All these features are available both on-prem as well as with the CloudVision as a service offering. We hope this gave you a good idea of what's new in CloudVision and how CloudVision helps manage constantly evolving demands of your data center, campus, and multi-cloud networks.
All right, thanks Joe and Don. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed learning about CloudVision as a service and what this new platform can offer in terms of simplified network operations and faster time to value, leveraging this new cloud service delivery model. Now let's take a few questions live. And we've seen this question a few times throughout the webinar. It's how do we buy CloudVision? What's the licensing model?
So I can cover that one, Jeff. CloudVision as a service is offered as a software subscription, and it follows a similar framework to the existing CloudVision license models. So that means you would purchase a subscription for a particular term and for a particular quantity of devices under management. We have different price points for the variety of different types of devices. For example, should it be a 10 gig Tor, 1 gig PoE, or a wireless AP? And you can work with your Arista account team to get a complete quote.
All right, so the second question is, how would someone migrate to the cloud service from an existing on-prem deployment? Don, can you take that one?
Sure, Jeff. Yeah, we do actually support the migration option, and a prerequisite is to run EOS version 4.20 and up. The general rule of thumb is any item that are not short-lived, we should be able to migrate directly to the CloudVision service. So what that means is apart from the short-lived data such as telemetry, change control data, most of the other items, including your configureds and dashboards, would be able to directly migrate. Another key thing to note here is just to make the on-ramp to the cloud service easy, you can start off the migration process with the streaming telemetry only option. EOS switches can stream to multiple CloudVision instances. So to start off the migration, you can just onboard the switches using the streaming only option.
Okay, great. Thanks, Don. So next question we had, it came up a few times, is what are the latency and bandwidth requirements for running the CloudVision as a service? Don, do you want to take that one as well?
Sure. First off, each EOS instance would stream to the cloud service. The typical rate is pretty low, on the order of 100 to 150 kilobytes per second. So even when you have a large number of devices streaming, it is not seen as significant from the bandwidth perspective. Secondly, from a latency perspective, CloudVision has been designed to manage devices around the globe with a single instance, and that still applies to the CloudVision service. In practice, CloudVision can manage devices up to 500 millisecond round trip time, which means you can have a single CloudVision cluster managing globally located devices. We actually have customers doing this today for our on-prem clusters, and we expect the same model for the CloudVision service as well.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next question. Looks like we might have someone from Europe in the audience. It says, does Arista support CloudVision as a service in a European region? And so the answer is we were rolling out the production clusters. Initially, we have it running in the US East region with plans to bring it in US West and Europe towards the end of this calendar year. So the answer is yes, we will get this service running in a European locality relatively soon. And then, of course, over time, we plan to roll it out to other regions around the globe as well. So if you have a particular location and requirement or some other regulatory reason to have it in a proximity closer to maybe your company's location, please talk with your Arista account team for those requirements to be kind of clarified and qualified. All right. We'll take one more question. How does the CloudVision path visualization work when there is a non-Arista device along that path? Don, that's a question we get a lot. Do you want to answer that?
That's a pretty interesting question. Actually, CloudVision presents the path, which is a highlighted line across the series of devices for every device that has information on that flow. So what this means is the path visualization will essentially skip over devices that do not have the required flow information, but it will still able to provide a contiguous path for as many as device possible.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. And we do with what information we do have. And if there's information we don't have, we just kind of extend across that via the UI visualization. So thank you, Don. And thank you, Joe. And that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the CloudVision as a Service webinar. For more information on CloudVision, please go to arista.com or talk to your local Arista representative. Thank you very much.